Good morning, everyone. Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. We have a little bit of a busy day here today. Not too bad, but we do have the painters here that are painting our gazebo, and we are so very excited about it. We got the gazebo installed earlier this year. We have been using it like crazy, absolutely loving it, but I kind of want to decorate it. You know, I want to put like a rug down and some chairs down and maybe put the fire pit on the gazebo. And I haven't been able to do that because we've been waiting to get it painted. We're actually getting it stained. We were going back and forth between getting it painted and getting it stained, and we decided just to leave it a natural color. It's actually a cedar stain to match the color that it already is right now, and we are just beyond excited. So the painters are going to be here pretty much all day, I think is what they said, and I figured while they're doing that, I can come into the backyard and I can give you all a July back garden tour. So my goal for today is to stay out of their way. I did ask for permission to kind of film them when they were painting, and they said absolutely yes. So I have a camera set up out front, and I will show you guys kind of a sped up version of them painting, and then hopefully I'll be able to show a like final if they're done, if they finish today. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm just so excited. But let me get started with the back garden tour, and let me start with the secret garden over here on the side of my house. This past month, I installed bower vine, pink bower vine on these two trellises back here, and I am so happy I did that. So my idea, my vision for my secret garden is to have two living walls, actually 4 living walls eventually, but on either side I have these 2 arches and these trellises that I'm trying to grow plants up. And initially I had planted Clematis armandii, that is an absolute beautiful plant, but it just didn't do so well over here on this side. This is the west side, so it gets the hot afternoon sun. It was scorching. I still have one plant that's doing okay. This is my Clematis armandii right here, but I decided to add in this pink bower vine per recommendation from a plant friend who knows a lot about plants, and I'm so happy I did because I can already tell that it is absolutely thriving. So I planted 2 of them here, one here and one here, and they are growing, and I can't wait for them to fill all in and for this to be just completely covered in foliage. Over here on the other side, you can see the Clematis armandii is much happier because this is east-facing sun, and you can see that this guy is almost completely covered already, which is really fun. Now, I still have a lot of work to do in the secret garden, but it is definitely coming along. Jason and I installed this these hog panels that we painted the same color as our fence. Our fence, the color is Slate by Bear, but you actually have to get it color matched for a wood stain because it's normally just a pink color. I hope that makes sense. And so we painted it and matched it, and then we lifted it up a little bit just for a little bit more privacy. And eventually we're going to have star jasmine. You can see down there, I have a bunch of star jasmine growing. Here, you can see over here, star jasmine growing up, and eventually this is going to completely cover this area of star jasmine, which will, one, not only be a nice covering for this very ugly fence, but it will also be a beautiful scent that we can enjoy. We can open the windows, and we can absolutely just like enjoy that beautiful scent, especially in May and June when star jasmine is going crazy. These beautiful plants right here, these are Surefire white begonia that they are just such a good plant, you guys. I know I talk about it all the time. They're just such a good plant. They're so good for my climate. I love these plants. Underneath, let's not look at this too much. This is my Jack Frost Brunnera, and it's just not the right place for the Brunnera, but I'm not moving it right now because I don't want to stress it out even more. This is what happened last year, and I thought it was dying. It died all the way back. It basically melted, and then it came back in the winter. And so I think that once it hits fall and it dies all the way back, I will transplant these because they're obviously just getting too much sun. And Brunnera is kind of a tough thing for us here where I live in zone 9B. They need shade. Like they need significant shade. And this area right here, this just gets way too much sun for it. So anyway, my secret garden is definitely coming along. There's still so many more things that I want to do to this area. I want to put some boxwood hedging along the pathway. I want to put some window boxes underneath each window right here. And I actually even want to put some shade sails up so that this whole room is kind of like, well, it's like a room. So to make it like a room and make it really enclosed and really, like protected, because a lot of my property is very unprotected, at least right now. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the painters, but a lot of my property is unprotected. We've planted so many trees, so eventually the trees are going to grow up and be really, really amazing. But for right now, a lot of it's really, really open. So I'm just kind of craving some protected areas, and I think this will be a really great protected area. I'll show you another protected area over by the chicken coop that I absolutely love, and it kind of has that same feel. All right, and then in each four corners, I have my thuyas. Well, I only have 2 of them right now because 2 of them died and I need to replace them. And funny enough, this time of year, I cannot get my hands on thuyas. I cannot find them anywhere. So I have one here. I need a replacement for that one right there. And then I have this one and I need a replacement for that one right there. So that is coming. Every time I go to the garden center and every time I go to Home Depot, I look for thuyas and I have yet to see them. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled and hopefully I will be able to find one so I can plant it in this blank spot right there. The reason why those died is because my lovely husband forgot to hook them up to drip and we didn't notice for a couple weeks. They just crisped up and died. So it was totally our fault. I wanted to show off this kind of border right here. This is my Summerhabiscus border. This border is not performing as I expected, and I think it might be these trees are getting a little overgrown and maybe giving it a little too much shade. I planted a whole bunch of these Summerhabiscus. This is only their first year, so I do need to give them a little bit of time, but I thought that they would get a lot bigger this year than they have, and they definitely are not big. Like they definitely are puny at this point. So my guess is it's not getting too much sun or not getting enough sun for them. They are definitely getting enough water because I've been checking on that. And then you can kind of see that where there's more shade, you can see this tree's kind of hanging over a little bit. There's, they're smaller here, really small here, kind of moving up here. Now that could be the issue, or it could be the black walnuts that my neighbors have. I'm pretty sure that's a black walnut right there. I have another black walnut over there, and then there's one further down there that I don't think is affecting these guys. But it might very well be. I don't think black walnuts affect Summerhabiscus, but I can't really find any information on it. So if any of you know, I'd love to have your input. But yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm going to leave the hedge here and I'm going to let it grow because some of them look really good over there, but it's just these right here that, like, look at this one. It's just looking really puny. It's still looking good. It's still looking pretty. And maybe I just need to give it another year or two to kind of completely grow in. I just expected it to be like so incredibly overpowering and big, and it's just not. So that's all right. Not everything is going to be a total success. Speaking of not everything being a total success, I had a eucalyptus right here that I got as a gift from my friend Raphael, and unfortunately it didn't take the transplant. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was told by the arborist I was overwatering it. And that was the problem. So I shouldn't blame it on the transplant. I overwatered it. I was trying to protect it. I was trying to give it a lot of water while it was transplanted. I transplanted it earlier this year and it died. I just overwatered it. And that's just, that kind of happens. We don't have the best soil back here, and so a lot of soil, like, I don't think it has the best drainage, basically, and it just didn't work out. So I don't know if I'm going to plant another tree right there or if I'm going to do something a little bit different. I have some ideas that I want to do over on this side as well, but I'm not focusing on that this year. This year we're focusing on the front, the center island, but I just wanted to show you guys that tree didn't make it. Now, my raised beds, my cut flower garden is stunning this year. It is so incredibly beautiful this year. I am so happy with it. I have been harvesting, picking flowers all the time. Like enough is enough. I'm picking so many flowers. It's absolutely crazy. It's just a complete year of abundance back here, and I'm so happy with it. So in the front 2 beds here, I have a mixture of zinnias, and they're almost all what you call Benary's giant zinnias. And those, if you're not familiar with those, get familiar, because they are, look at how big this zinnia is. It's the size of my hand. Isn't that gorgeous? That is just so beautiful, so beautiful. So compare that to, say, this one over here. This is not a Benary's, and you can see the difference in size. And so if you can get your hands on, which they're very, very common, if you can get your hands on the Benary's giant zinnia seeds, these to me are so worth growing, because they're just so, I mean, look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that just gorgeous? So the front 2 beds are just a complete mixture. I just took the seeds, mixed them all together, bought a couple mix packs, and planted them, and they are just looking absolutely amazing. Behind that, I have some dahlias, and behind that, I have some sunflowers that are just, they're just gorgeous. I'm so very happy with them. Now, the other thing that I did back here is I planted hops to grow up these posts that Jason and I installed to hang our solar lights on. We absolutely love having these lights back here. It kind of, it's really dark here at night, because we're out in the country and there's no lights, there's no nothing. So to have a little bit of lights all the way back here just kind of opens up this, the yard at night, and it makes it so that you're so much more likely to come out here and use the yard at night. And they do go off halfway through the night, so it's not like they're on all the time, but they are just wonderful and lovely, and I love having them. So over the posts, we planted Cascade hops, and these have been kind of, like, you can see this one right here is absolutely incredible, and this is the look I wanted, just another look of abundance and starting to grow along the lights, and just keep them growing. But not all of them have grown up the posts. You can see, like, this one right here hasn't completely grown up the posts. I need to get in and I need to kind of train them up the posts. But for those of you who are familiar with hops, they're like Velcro. They're very scratchy and very uncomfortable. And if your skin touches them, you basically get scratched. And so I need to put on protective gear before I get out here and get ladders and start trying to train them. And I think once I do train them one time, they will be able to kind of climb themselves all the way up. But I think just the first time, they just need a little bit of help, which is why not all of them are reaching the top of the posts. But this one excelled and did a really good job. And they have really cool, beautiful flowers. Let's see. Some of them are starting to go. They're starting to go just a little bit. And they're just kind of fun to look at. I'm not growing hops to make beer or anything like that. I'm just growing them because I think they're pretty and they grow really quickly. Oh, I have to show you this. This random Bells of Ireland. Isn't that funny? I don't even think that's growing in the planter. I think that just reseeded itself down there, but I just saw that and thought that was so beautiful. I'm not even growing Bells of Ireland this year. This must have been from last year, but I just think it's so fun that it's growing there. Okay, and then when it comes to around my greenhouse area, I decided to plant all around it like a moon garden, and it is looking lush and beautiful. And I need to get out here and I need to trim back my iceberg roses because I fertilized them probably 3 weeks ago, and they are going insane. They're growing like crazy, which is great, which is wonderful. You want to see your plants be happy, but oh my goodness. It is, like I said, it's abundance back here. So right here, I have my Supertunia Vista Snowdrift, and what a perfect apt name for this, because it does look like a drift of snow out here. It's just, it's just beautiful. I'm really enjoying this moon garden back here, and I want to add to it. I think I'm going to add to it next year. What I'm going to add to is I'm actually going to add more of this stratosphere white Gara. This plant has been just my favorite plant this year. I feel like each year I have my favorites that I just keep looking at and enjoying. I actually have never planted Gara before, and this is the first time, and I am so happy that I finally did it, because it's just a knockout. Like, it's just such a fabulous plant. And if you look really closely, there are ladybugs all over here. There are some aphids in here, but there are so many ladybugs, happy ladybugs on here. Let's see if I can show you. See? They're all over. And so I'm so very happy about that, because obviously the ladybugs are happy. I want lots of ladybugs to be here. And they're taking care of whatever aphids are going on back here, but it's just gorgeous. And I am planning to get even more Gara. Gara is actually a perennial for us, and I'm going to plant it all around the greenhouse. So the greenhouse almost looks like it's like sitting on a cloud. Won't that be so cool? So I really want to do that. I think that that'll be absolutely just perfect. And then coming over here, I have my toad pond back here that's doing really well. I actually put in, it's not going right now, I put in this solar fountain thing that actually works really well when the sun is on it, but the sun's not on it right now. So that's keeping the water moving. There are so many tadpoles in here. I don't know how long it takes tadpoles to grow up, but I feel like they've been in here for a while now, and I'm just waiting to get inundated with frogs or toads, and it hasn't quite happened yet, which I'm not upset about, but it's kind of nice to see this like a really good wildlife pond. I think that that's great. So I still have more work to do on it. I still am going to add more to it, but this was kind of a spur of the moment project that I didn't put too much thought into. So I really got to kind of think about it and think about how I'm going to add to it. But I did want to show you guys my Gertude J roses. She is just so pretty. I love this rose so much. This is a climbing rose. Her name is Gertude J, which is one of my favorite gardeners. The only drawback to this rose is the amount of thorns that are, this is the thorniest rose, but that is okay. I will deal with it, because the color of the rose is so pretty, and I can see this from inside the house, and it is just, it's just been blooming just nonstop. I love it. Okay, and then coming back here, this is the area that I was talking about I kind of think of is similar to my secret garden, in that it's kind of covered by this Chinese pistache, and I just find myself out here all the time. Now it's the morning and the sun is streaming in, this beautiful morning sun is streaming in, so this is pretty much the only time that it gets like bright sun like this. Otherwise, for the rest of the day, it's just dappled sun. So my plans for back here is to kind of add a pathway, maybe add a sitting area or something like that. I am moving my compost pile. I have plans for my compost pile. My compost pile is just, I'm not good at compost. I'm learning. It's a learning process. So that's all moving. So that's not going to be there. And I'm going to plant all in front of that fence right there. But I kind of like being back here by my chickens. It's really sweet to hear them, and they kind of coo at me and all that kind of stuff. So this is just a really great spot that I love. Again, that's really protected. And I really appreciate those spots, especially at this time of year in July, when I just want like shade. I just want to kind of sit around in shade. And that's what the Chinese pistache does for me. Right here, I have Quickfire Fab. This is Quickfire Fab, right? Yeah. Quickfire Fab hydrangea that has been stunningly beautiful. I am adding more hydrangeas to my garden. I am already planning on it, but I have to put them in strategic spots again, because we are so hot here. I don't want them to get too much sun. So this is just the perfect place for it. So it gets this beautiful morning sun, and then the rest of the day it's dappled shade from the Chinese pistache. And that's the same thing with my flowering maple right here, my Victorian lady flowering maple that is just a stunner. It is a showstopper of a plant. It's been blooming non-stop all season long. And I just fertilized it just like 2 weeks ago, maybe not even that. And I can already see a ton of buds on it, which is really exciting. I had not been fertilizing it, so I wasn't doing a good job taking care of it, but now I'll be better. But it's just in such a good spot. I only put it there temporarily, same as the Quickfire Fab, but I'm just enjoying it in these Vigo beds so much that I'm just gonna leave them. I'm just gonna leave them. I'm so happy with it there. This bed has gotten crazy. These were all self-seeded tomatoes that I kind of started leaving there because I thought, oh, well, it might be nice to have some tomatoes. And I keep stalling, from taking them out because I keep wanting to check and see if I'm getting any fruit, and I haven't seen any fruit yet. So I don't know what I'm going to do about this. This is just, right now I'm just enjoying the foliage that's there. But this plant right here, this is a tomato. This is the Sun Gold tomato plant, that I actually planted on purpose, and I do have some fruit coming. And I planted this late. Normally we should have tomatoes at this point in the year, but, I definitely planted it late, and the tomatoes, they're coming. They're taking their time, but they're definitely coming. Okay, and then as for the pots in front of the metal workshop, they're actually looking okay. I was having a lot of issue with these. They got spider mites really bad, especially the Supertunias. And I cut them all back and I sprayed them with takedown spray, and they actually look better. I'm actually surprised. Now, some of them are dead, which I kind of assumed like that one back there would be dead. But look at how good these look. And I'm actually even getting some more blooms on them, which is really fun. So, you know, they're not perfect, but I think that treatment really helped. So, yeah, I think that they're looking great. They're coming along. Okay, and then in front of my office, the 2 stock tanks, these guys are just looking incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm so happy with these. So this combination is purple fountain grass in the middle, and then plain the blue salvia on either side, Suncredible sunflowers, and then of course Supertunia Vista bubblegum. So it's just looking so good. I am so happy with these containers. Last year I had a big mix of a whole bunch of smaller containers with Supertunias in them, and I loved that. That was beautiful too. But this is a much more less maintenance. It's so much easier to care for because it's only 2 pots versus like 12 pots that I had last time, and I just absolutely love it. So both were great. I'm happy with both, but these I just think are beautiful. And then one thing I do want to show you all, it's been really hot here, of course, during the summer. So I've been working a lot in my office and kind of just fixing things. And we have a whole bunch of pictures from all the places that we've lived. I don't know. I have this thing where I cannot get rid of framed pictures. I always keep them and just think, oh, well, I might hang them somewhere. And so I always end up doing kind of like a gallery wall. And at some point I thought, okay, a gallery wall would be absolutely perfect in here in my office. So this is something that I've been working on. It's not done yet. I'm still messing around with it and moving pictures and changing out pictures and all these kind of things. But you guys can kind of see what I've been working on. I didn't film it because I didn't even think about, like, I just kind of started doing it one day. But it is definitely something I'm working on and I'm having fun with because this is air conditioned in here, and it's much nicer to be hanging out here than to be hanging outside when it gets to 100 degrees. So the office is coming along. I still have pictures down here and stuff I have to work on. But it's been really fun just to kind of decorate and get all these pictures that I had out of storage and get them up on the wall. And the fun thing about these pictures is they're all super meaningful to us, to my family. Like Jason and I got married in the Presidio in San Francisco. This was a picture from Shay's nursery when she was a baby. This painting was painted for me by one of you that I love. And this picture is from my friend Deb. These are my wedding vows from Jason. Like, it just, it just makes me really happy to see all of this. a couple hours later. The painters are all done. They did a fabulous job. And now my only job for today is to keep Monty away from the freshly painted deck. I don't want him walking across it. But let me show you guys what it looks like. So the painters stained anything that was wood, which includes the gazebo and the deck. And the gazebo we actually got as a kit that we got it online. I'll see if I can find the link and put it in the description down below if you guys are interested. It wasn't that expensive, and we love it. It's great. Like, it's nothing fancy, right? But it's exactly what we needed. And then we did splurge on the deck. We had this custom built for us, and man, I love it. It looks so good with it stained. So the stain is an oil-based stain. It's from Armstrong, and it's semi-transparent cedar is the color that we ended up picking. And really the point for that was just to kind of make it look like the wood color that it was before. And I absolutely love it. And I was talking to the owner of the painting company, and he said that I really should touch up the stain every year to every 2 years, just to make sure that the wood stays nice and doesn't break down or anything like that. So I'm planning to really take care of this because I just absolutely love it. We still have more work we have to do, like underneath. You can see it's open underneath. We have to put some critter fencing under there so critters don't get underneath there. I'm going to get 2 big terracotta pots for either side and plant them up. And then while I was waiting for the painters to finish, I was actually doing some online shopping and looking at different patio furniture to put on, and rugs and you know, all the fun stuff, all the really fun stuff. So anyway, just had to show this to you guys. This was very exciting for Jason and I to get this done today. I was also asking the painters how long I had to wait for it to dry, and I'm glad I asked him because he said a couple days actually, just to make sure that it completely dries. So I can't do anything with it for a couple days, but that doesn't stop me from online shopping right now. And then hopefully I'll get a rug and some chairs and stuff like that delivered in a couple days. So anyway, very fun. So that's it for today. Update on the gazebo painting, or staining, I should say, and my July back garden tour. I hope all of you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.